Social distancing at the chamber, happy hour with Hammer. Wednesday edition, as always, joined by the CEO of the Arizona Chamber, Glenn Hammer. Special guest tonight, AP Powell. AP, your fans love you. They demand you come back for another segment.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me again.
Thanks for being on. All right, Glenn, the big news today. This morning, the U.S. Chamber announced an initiative designed to address inequality of opportunity through education, employment, entrepreneurship, and criminal justice reform. There's going to be a steering committee around this effort. You have been named to that steering committee, and you said in a statement today, we all have much to learn from the senseless killing of George Floyd and this moment in the nation's history. I know I do. I welcome this appointment as someone who doesn't have all the answers, but has a real desire to ensure that all Americans have access to an even playing field in a future defined by hope and opportunity. I guess that says it all, but tell us about this appointment.
Well, first I want to thank AP for being back on the show. And, I just want to say that it's a great honor to have a chance to participate in this U.S. Chamber effort. And this is going to be an effort that you're going to have hundreds, if not thousands, of chambers and trade associations and companies participating in. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to lean very heavily on AP's expertise. The purpose of this is, there was a great tragedy. There was a murder of an innocent man, and this is not an isolated example. And we need to use this as a turning point for this country. So the U.S. Chamber has put together this national initiative to address inequality of opportunity, and it's broken it into 4 major categories at this point: education, employment, entrepreneurship, and criminal justice reform. And we're going to make sure that the right people are engaged in this so that we can make concrete action on all levels of government in at least those 4 areas.
AP, the U.S. Chamber kicked this off this morning. How important is it for employers to be at the table for this conversation?
I think it's very important because you see what happened with the pandemic and also with all the stuff going on in the world and with the things that's happened with the gentleman in Minnesota. It's much needed for the employers to be a part of the conversation with the community. And also, it gives them a bridge and an inroad to get involved, because you see how many businesses was damaged. A lot of people have been held responsible. I was listening tonight and I was just thinking about what really happened with that incident. Just kind of tying this all together is the gentleman actually got handed a $20 bill. It was counterfeit, and he made a phone call. And this is a legitimate business in the community, and he made a phone call, and look what it turned into. Mm-hmm. So I think that, being able to have a better understanding between the community, the business community, and the community at large is much needed. It's just me personally. I think this is a great inroad, and Glenn's the perfect guy for it because he's very diverse. He sees the world is round, not square. So, I think he's the right guy for the job. So he's the guy to kind of kick this thing off and get Arizona involved and make a difference nationally, but also be able to create some more equity in our state.
Yeah.
Did that kind of answer? Is that what you wanted?
Gold.
It's I like to think of America as land of opportunity. We have a pre-pandemic $22 trillion economy, but we could do so much better if we have everyone participating in it to the maximum point where their God-given abilities and desire want to take them. And what I really appreciate about the U.S. Chamber doing this is that it's the world's largest business group, and for them to take a leadership role and to say, we've got to get everyone involved. We've got to create opportunity for all. To me, this gives me great hope that we could actually make some changes here that our children and grandchildren will be proud of.
And Glenn, Glenn, not to put you on the spot, I know you could probably answer this question. I want you to use your I'm actually using your lawyer hat instead of your chamber hat on this question, but I think that this is really important also because if I was a business and I have these type of things happen in where my company resides, I want to have solutions. And I think being able to have a conversation with people and other businesses and other companies to figure out what those best practices are to deal with these things as an employer and as somebody who works at the company, I think this is much needed. So I just wanted, especially like if you come into Arizona, you know, how we handled this thing and how we dealt with this thing. This probably won't be the last time. What is our best practices? What is our process and procedures if something like this happens as a business owner?
Well, AP, that's well said. And one of the things I love about Arizona, I want us to be a leader. So I want maximum involvement in Arizona. And you think about some of the great leaders we have in the state, including yourself, including Chief Jerry Williams of Phoenix, including Pastor Stewart. You know, I want Arizona to take the lead. And that includes in all of these different areas. We're an entrepreneurial state. We're a state where we have some great workforce efforts. There's a lot of efforts on criminal justice reform. You know, our governor has spoken a number of times about the importance of second chances and making sure that people that are in the system get the skills they need to be productive when outside of it. And, you know, I think that the other piece to me that's really important about Arizona is that this is to me one of the best places. I think it's the best place in the world where you could come from anywhere. You could be a Jewish kid from the Bronx, come here and run a chamber. You could be a guy from Toledo, Ohio, and become the governor. I don't believe you were born here either.
No, Louisville, Kentucky. Home of the greatest. Mount Valley.
So we've got pretty good geographic diversity. You know, Sandra Watson is from Canada, who does a great job running the Arizona Commerce Authority. So it's just really a unique place. And AP, I just want to take advantage of this opportunity so that we're doing something concrete in all of these different areas that creates for a more just society. Because we do have issues. It's not one case. And I do also fundamentally believe we're good people, but we need to work this problem and make sure that we can do everything possible to prevent future criminal acts, injustices, and give more people opportunity. That's what America's all about to me.
I really love you saying that, and I think like when you talk about entrepreneurs, I just want to highlight something people don't know. Some of the people who come out of Arizona. Jerry Moyse, Swift Trucking, largest trucking company in the United States. He cares about these issues. You have Bruce Halley, let him rest in peace, Discount Tires, Marine veteran. You have GoDaddy, Bob Parsons. I can just go on and on with self-made entrepreneurs in our state. Artie Moreno, Vietnam veteran. Second richest Hispanic in the United States. He cares about these issues because these people have businesses, viable business. Bill Levine, one of the largest guys in the country in the billboard business. So you got all these guys. He's an Army veteran. So we know between Arizona's entrepreneurship and companies. I mean, when I first moved here, Glenn, this was a resort town, and I want to thank you, the governor, Sandra Watson, everybody, because this has become. I mean, with the deals you did with Mexico and some of the stuff you've done, I mean, you and your colleagues have turned this place into a viable city that's to be reckoned with. I mean, Silicon Valley's doing stuff here now. So, I mean, we want to make sure that people feel like that they get a fair shake. So, my main slogan out of all this to happen is peace, prayer, and justice.
Peace, prayer, and justice. Beautifully said, AP.
Glenn,
Beautifully said.
Today you said you don't claim to have all the answers, but you're going to come at this with a desire to learn. You want to offer solutions. What do you hope to bring to the table as a leader of a business advocacy group? What would you like to learn more about, and what do you think you could also bring to the table?
Yeah, I mean, through the chamber process, you know, I feel year after year, we've been able to deliver on good concrete policies that have made this state better, whether it's education, transportation, tax policy, regulatory policy, civil justice reform, water, you name it. And it's not, you're a heck of a lot smarter and better than I am, but our secret sauce is we listen. That's our secret sauce. We listen to our members, we listen to members of the community. So what I'm hoping is that I am humbled by what I don't know. And I want to use this position on the steering committee to really put out basically to have an opportunity to hear from leaders in the community like AP, like the different chambers, like different trade groups, as to what we should be doing. I do want to also say this. Our wheelhouse is economic opportunity. You know, I was very proud. It took a lot. It was a lot of people. I give Governor Ducey and a lot of others a lot more credit for this. But before the pandemic, we had an economy where the number one problem for our members was the lack of ability to get workers in certain skills. We had more jobs than people to fill them. So I do want to say that as we work through this, we want to create more opportunities. And I think just as we have been very good at going after and diversifying our economy, I want to make sure that we have a diverse workforce to complement our rapidly diversifying economy. And we can only do that if everyone feels and actually has equal opportunity.
I like that, Glenn. One of the things, Glenn, I would like to add to that with you and Garrick is we have launched a thing called the Arizona Accelerator that we talked to you about, and we think that will be a good avenue for the chamber, because what's going to happen, a lot of people are going to want to start their own businesses. And this is the land of opportunity in Arizona. So we have the Arizona Accelerator to help people get their companies started. And I think that's a great alliance we'll have with the chamber, and also the Heropreneur Academy, because so many veterans want to work for themselves. They want to be able to, you know, Glenn, about VetFran and IFA. We want to help these veterans start their own companies, and they'll be part of the workforce in Arizona, but they can actually hire other veterans, because we need to create some scarcity on the entrepreneur side. And one of the questions I want to ask you, Garrick, one of the things I think is important for people like Garrick is from a content provider, because that's exactly what you're doing, Garrick. You're providing business content. Make sure you get a call to action, because we need to get these type of stories out, like the chamber, and more content, Garrick. The more content, the more we can push out. So I would love for you to wrap your mind around, Garrick, how we can have real good content that represents Arizona.
Yeah, we think a lot about telling Arizona's story, and I think, AP, that you're part of telling that story. We believe strongly that Arizona is the best place to build a business, but we want it to be the best place to build a business for everyone, not just for some.
Exactly. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think the more diversity we show, I think the more people come in. And one thing I love about Glenn, I just put Glenn on the spot. Glenn and I actually spent time together at the Black Caucus. Glenn got to integrate and got to see how some of the national organizations, he met the head of Noble, which is the head of all the Black police chiefs in America. He met the head of NARAB, which is heads of all the African-American realtors in the country. He met some of these national organizations. He even went to the African-American Museum, and he got to see some stuff he didn't know about the Bronx. He was fascinated.
Hip hop. I had no idea. I was born in the Bronx. Is that correct? I mean, it's the birthplace of hip hop. I had no idea.
Yeah. So Glenn knows there's synergy with these different communities. And there's a lot of people that are very successful that don't know how to be a part of some of the stuff that we're doing. And that's why Glenn, he actually spoke, and it was great. We had people from the White House. We had people from every organization you can think of. And Glenn really did a great job of letting people know that Arizona was open for business.
Thank you, AP.
AP, what do you, as business advocacy groups dig into this issue, what do you think they're going to hear from Black business owners?
I think that, and I'll tell you personally, I've lived everywhere. I think Black business owners think this is probably one of the best places, the easiest places to start a business, because of what it costs from a financial standpoint. There's no way you can go get a piece of land in LA and some of the things that happen. We're not landlocked. So many states are landlocked. We're not landlocked. We still have opportunity, places to land, and we have so many different municipalities. You know, I mean, we really have multiple major cities in Arizona within 20 to 30 minutes apart. That's unheard of. Where Mesa and Scottsdale, and which is the entertainment capital of Arizona. I mean, all these places have all this. I mean, have all these things going on, and they're 15, 20 minutes apart. And this is a testament to the way that things are going in Arizona, because all our cities are thriving. I mean, every day you see a new company coming into Arizona. Glenn, I was just thinking about Glenn probably can elaborate. Glenn, what is remember the trucking company, Glenn, that we saw that created electric trucks that just came into Arizona? I saw them over in South Phoenix. They just put their headquarters there. They're building those electric semis. Mm-hmm. I think, there's like Nokia, something like that.
Nikola.
I mean, yeah, Nikola. Yeah, so,
it's huge.
It's huge. So those are the type of things that people need to know. And they actually put their plant in South Phoenix. They put their headquarters in South Phoenix. Yeah. So that shows you how things are changing.
Right.
So, I mean, I just want to, I thank Glenn for his testament, and, him out working and running across the country. It's not an easy job, but it's one thing for him to talk about with Arizona, but to have testimonies and success stories is a whole different ballgame. When he can actually show somebody that came here, this African American, the American dream. We have some of the largest McDonald's owners. I mean, we have a lot of testimonies in Arizona on the African American side and Hispanic side. I mean, Gonzalo. I mean, we got a lot of people who were headed up the Hispanic Chamber. We got a lot of success stories in Arizona. Right. Hispanic, Black, Brown, Caucasian, whatever. I mean, we are a city that's open for our ethnicities. We believe in ringing the register in the state and make sure that we do our part.
Absolutely. Glenn, you've got a town hall, I believe, coming up end of this month, June 25th. Is that right?
June 25th. So it'll be a nationwide town hall, and all are going to be welcome. So more details to come. I like Suzanne Clark, who's the new president of the U.S. Chamber. I love some of the comments she put in her release, and I'm just going to quickly say that if it's okay. The Chamber believes that the moral case for greater diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace is indisputable, and there's overwhelming evidence that greater diversity benefits the American economy, businesses, communities, and employees. At the Chamber, we know what a job means to a family and to a community. We will leverage our expertise and relationships to help develop solutions that will enhance diversity, equity, and inclusion in our economic system. And when you have an organization that represents 3 million businesses, including ours, across the country, that has that level of dedication, take it to the bank. We're going to figure out some good ways to change America for the better. I believe this is the greatest country in the history of the world, and we're about ready to make it a whole lot better.
Yeah, and Glenn, I would like to add to that, Glenn, you may be able to elaborate on it, is you created a veteran task force with the governor, and I think there is a business element to that, because veterans fall under diversity and inclusion also, and we have 2,000 veteran-owned businesses in Arizona, 5 military bases, and a home of 700,000 veterans. And every missile defense company, some kind of fashion or form, does testing in Arizona. So, I mean, I think that is part of the inclusion, and the offer is to veteran people too, because veterans who want to start their business or have businesses, because that veteran task force that you created was a great idea. And I think that is a way to open the doors for veteran companies too in the state of Arizona also.
Well, we have to tell viewers it was really AP Powell's idea, and we're very lucky that Laura Siscomani from our shop has been running it, and Admiral Pittman, Hal Pittman does a terrific job, works over at APS. I love how all this is coming together, and AP, I know you're going to be on the show quite a bit, or at least I'm going to ask you, and I hope you're able to join because this is a really big deal, and we want to do something really good with this opportunity.
Well, thank you once again, Glenn, for all you're doing, and I mean, I guess everything is to be continued. I'm glad we got a verdict today to remove one part of it, to get those guys indicted. So now the company is at ease. America's at ease is somewhat, and they feel like they got some form of justice tonight. And we'll see next steps as part of the process. And I mean, but that was great that something went in the direction of the taxpayers and the community, that they felt like they got something that they was asking for. So hopefully Americans is somewhat eased tonight.
AP, thank you for all of your thoughtful words and for helping us out as we work our way through this initiative and as we get to the June 25th National Town Hall. Thank you. Thanks, AP.
Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, Garrick.
All right, thanks everybody. We will see you on the next episode.